Okay, class. So today we're gonna go over some of the problems that's on page 11 in your book. So the first question is, circle the fraction with the greatest value. And we have, so problem number 1, we have 1/2, we have 1/3, and 1/4. Okay, so again, the question is, circle the fraction with the greatest value. So looking back at our notes, we see that the number that is that the number with the numerator, if it's the same, so we see that our numerators are all the same, but our denominators are different. So the number with the greatest value in the denominator will be our greatest value. So in this case, the answer would be 1/4 would be our greatest fraction. And the next problem says that circle the fraction with the lowest value on number 3. So we have 3 over 1, 4/1, and 2/1. So which one of these has the lowest value? So again, looking back at our notes, we see that if the two fractions, if the fractions have the same denominator, the fraction with the largest number as the numerator has the largest value. But in this instance, we want the number with the lowest value. So 3 would be the greatest value. So in this case, 2/1 would be the smallest. So looking at another example, let's see number 4. We have 2, 6, 3, 6, and 4, 6. And again, we want the number with the smallest value. So in this case, all the denominators are the same. So we're looking at the numerators, 2, 3, and 4. Which one has the greatest number? Would be 4, so that's the greatest value. But in this case, we want the one with the smallest value. So again, that would be 2, 6. So now, in the instance where the fractions are in the denominator are different, we're gonna have to look at, sorry, I had technical difficulties. My screen just went black. So where were we? So number 5 is 1/10, 1/8, and 1/6. So it's asking us for the smallest value. So again, here our numerators are all 1, correct? So now we're going to just look at our denominators. So we said that the number with the smallest value would be our greatest value. But again, in this one, it's asking us for the lowest. So the lowest would be 1/10. Okay. The next problem is that solve. So we're adding fractions here. So number 6 says we have 5, 6 plus 7/10 plus 2/5. Okay, so looking at our denominators, we have to set them equal to each other. So in order to do that, I think 6 times 5 is 30. 10 times, we want 30, so 10 times 3 would give me 30. And then 5 times 6 will give me 30. So whatever we did to the denominator, we have to do to the numerator. So 5 times 5 would be 25 over 30. 3 times 7 would be 21 over 30. And 2 times 6 would be 12 over 30. So now just our denominator will stay the same, so we'll just move it on over. Now we just need to add the numerators. So 25 plus 21 plus 12. 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 4, 5. So the answer here is 58. And we see that our numbers end in even values, so we can go ahead and further reduce. So let's reduce by 2. We get 2, 6, and then we're reducing by 2, so we get 1, 5. Okay, so I believe we can't reduce further than this, so our answer would be 26 over 15. The next example, let's see, would be reduce the following fractions to the lowest term and rewrite as a mixed number if necessary. So looking at number 8, and again, we're still on page 11, 25 over 100. So we want to reduce it to its lowest term. So I know that we can reduce this by 25. So divide by 25 and divide by 25. We get 1 over 4. So that would be our answer. And we can convert it into a mixed fraction because our numerator is not greater than our denominator, so we can change it to a mixed fraction. Let's see. So let's see number 9. 67 over 10. So I'm looking at these two numbers. I can only divide the 10 by 5 for itself, or by 2. And looking at the 67, I cannot reduce that number. So, but since again our numerator is greater than our denominator, we can change it to a mixed fraction. So we can just divide. So we can either put it in our calculator or do it the old-fashioned way. So that would be give me 6. So 6 times 10, 60. 7. So I can't reduce any further. So then our mixed fraction would be 1 whole 6, and then our remainder is 7 over 10. And that's the most that we can go. So that would be our answer. Move on first. So the next page, number 12, we have the application section, and technically that is for your homework. So I'll leave you here, and hopefully you learned something. Again, if you have questions on 1.1 section, again, drop them off at the Q&A discussion board, and we can go ahead and answer some of those if you have any questions. Thank you for participating, and let's move on to the next section.